Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm doing a review for a documentary movie today, and it is the movie Generation Iron 2. Now, I quite enjoyed the first Generation Iron, and it was like the spiritual successor to Pumping Iron. And any bodybuilder, anybody who's any relationship at all to bodybuilding knows the movie Pumping Iron. It was the breakthrough role for Arnie, and it was a documentary based on his attempt to win his sixth Mr. Olympia title, and it was from the 70s. It had Lou Ferrigno, and it was an absolute classic movie, and it's like mecca to a lot of bodybuilders, that movie. Now, when I was a lot younger, in my early 20s, I was a bodybuilder, and I even entered a couple of competitions. I didn't do anything. I didn't win anything, and I kind of gave up in my late 20s. But I've been back at the gym for a couple of years now, and I'm starting to enjoy it again. But I've always followed bodybuilding in a way. So anytime something like this comes out, I've always got an interest to see what bodybuilding's doing these days. And Generation Iron almost follows on immediately from the first Generation Iron, this one, Generation Iron 2. And I enjoyed this more than the first Generation Iron, because this goes a little bit deeper into bodybuilding, and you see a little bit more that these guys are just these men and women. They're just people at the end of the day, and it shows their strengths and weaknesses. I mean, there's the guy you see on screen there now. He's like the newest thing. He's from Australia. I forget his name. But he's got an amazing physique, and they're saying he's like the next Arnie. But when you actually watch it, he's such a goofball, really. He's like a typical Aussie. He skateboards everywhere, and he doesn't pay attention to his diet particularly well. And it just goes to show, really, that these guys are just human at the end of the day. The guy there, the bodybuilder on screen, he's a big part of the first movie, and he's in this one again, but he's now retired. But this film focuses a little bit more on not so much the competitions. It just focuses on one competition in particular, the Arnold Classic. But it actually focuses on bodybuilders who are using their body and their brand rather than competitions to make their name. So it focuses on a couple of the guys who, one of them, he's a really good artist, and he goes to Comic-Con. He's got a graphic novel coming out, and he goes like on personal visits around Thailand, places like that. There's another guy who openly admits that he's on steroids and takes steroids, and he's got his own brand. And he's not particularly well liked within the bodybuilding community, the guy you see on screen now. But he seems a decent enough guy. But his physique is incredibly freaky, really. You can tell he's on growth hormones and all the rest of it, and he's open about it. So I think if you are into gyms at all, bodybuilding, lifting weights, I think you will find this documentary very, very interesting. I did. It opened my eyes still as to what's out there in regards to bodybuilding. It focused a little bit on what's happening in the Middle East. There's like a bodybuilding camp over there, and one of them, or a couple of them at that bodybuilding camp, are threatening to almost take over the scene that good. So it's showing like the changes and the shifts in the sport in regards to the competitors. It focuses on the women's bodybuilding as well. And something I didn't know is that the really muscular women now, they've been banned from competing, and it's got a woman on there, again I forget her name, who's won 10 Miss Olympia titles. She was absolutely huge. I mean, she doesn't look feminine, but she's been banned from competing, so I found that quite sad as well, the fact that she couldn't do what she loved anymore. So yeah, I quite enjoyed this documentary. I do highly recommend it, but I also recommend the first one as well. So yeah, give them a go.
Two.